So living in Dallas or any other major city, you're going to come across somebody as you go throughout your day holding this sign. It's probably not going to be a fraud, but you're going to come across somebody who's homeless holding a sign like this, soliciting some money. We see signs like this so often that we become skeptical of whether or not people that are holding these signs actually need money. We're skeptical in believing that they're actually going to use the money for the purpose in which that they say they're going to use the money for on this particular sign. The irony of it is we're more likely to give them money if they're holding this sign. For whatever reason, we appreciate when somebody is just honest about what they need. The thing about when people are honest is, if I make the choice to give you money, at least I know what your intentions are of what you're going to do with the money. Whereas if you tell me you're going to do something and I don't necessarily believe you're going to do it, I am more reluctant to give it to you because I feel that I'm giving something to you under false pretenses. If we're being honest, we suspend kids under false pretenses. There is no suspension that has ever been assigned to a student that has actually changed their behavior. That's not what suspensions are designed to do. Really what suspensions are, if we're going to be completely honest about what a suspension is a break. Not necessarily for the kid. The suspension is a break for us. We suspend kids so we can get a break from dealing with them. Now, we hide that under the false pretenses of you need a consequence in order to change your behavior. The reality of it is when that student that's been giving you hell is suspended for 3 days, nobody goes on day number 2 like, you know what, let's go ahead and let's call the house and let's see if they can come back a day early. Nobody's thinking that. Nobody's going like, oh, I think they may have learned their lesson. No, if you could give them a 4th day, you would give them a 4th day, not to change the behavior, but because it gives you a break from dealing with their behavior. It's hard for us to be honest about that. It's hard for us to be honest about why we really suspend. We don't suspend to change behavior. We suspend to give us a break. I'm guilty of it. We're all guilty of it. But that's the real reason why we suspend. We suspend to get a break from dealing with the problem. But the problem with us suspending to have a break is we're not doing anything to solve the problem. And because we're not doing anything to actually address the behavior, we're continuously feeling that it's necessary to suspend the student when they misbehave. And sometimes we really do need relief when we do suspend them, aka taking a break. The problem is when they come back, nothing has been done to change the behavior. And so we think the solution is to continuously take breaks. But all that really does is it makes the situation worse. Sometimes suspensions are necessary. If students are violent, if students are doing anything that is actually illegal, they don't need to be at school. That compromises the safety and the integrity of the learning environment. They need to be removed from the school. However, when it becomes discretionary and we just make the choice to say, you know what, we need a break, that actually ends up compounding our problem rather than resolving our problem. When they're not at school, yes, we don't have to deal with their behavior. But when they come back, we have to deal with the behavior. And in a lot of cases, the behavior is worse because we've done nothing to change the behavior. And now the student feels like, I don't want to be at school, they don't want me at school, so I'm going to do what it takes to not be at school.